Hi everybody, this is Gaming Mule. This week I decided to leave the subject of Muttering with Mule down to you, the viewers. I placed a poll on Twitter giving you the choice between where's the fair use in YouTube, a follow-up to one of my first videos on this channel concerning Final Fantasy, and lastly the demise of the point-and-click adventure game genre. And you guys decided to go with the demise of the point-and-click adventure game genre. Although immediately after posting that poll I realised that I wanted to do a video on where's the fair use. But it's fine. We'll go with what you say, you know. This channel is not a dictatorship. No one gives a fuck about fair use.
Anyone that has perused my videos on this channel will probably know that I am a huge fan of the point-and-click adventure game genre. My favourite game of all time is Blade Runner the video game, which incidentally I'm currently doing a playthrough of. Plugging my own videos. The 90s was the golden age of point-and-click adventure games and included such greats as Simon the Sorcerer, Beneath a Steel Sky, Leisure Suit Larry, Sam & Max Hit the Road, Starship Titanic, Tex Murphy, Grim Fandango, Gabriel Knight, Discworld, Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis, Day of the Tentacle, The Secret of Monkey Island, Monkey Island 2, LeChuck's Revenge, The Curse of Monkey Island, and of course, Blade Runner. Watch my videos! This is just to name a few. So what the friggity frag has happened to this much loved genre, and why has the production of these types of games dwindled significantly? Well, firstly, let's talk about what actually is a point-and-click adventure game. Wikipedia defines these types of adventure games as video games in which the player assumes the role of protagonist in an interactive story driven by exploration and puzzle solving. It involves interacting with specific objects normally found within the environment and communicating with NPCs using a selection of pre-scripted dialogue choices. The user interface generally consists of actions such as open, push, talk to, and use. These actions are selected first, and then the player selects an object or part of the environment to apply this action to, progressing the game. These games were generally exclusive to systems utilising a mouse, hence the term point and click. No shit. While that description could in many ways also apply to RPGs, adventure games generally do not include the ability to alter your character's attributes, and any forms of combat are kept simple, such as the shooting segments in Blade Runner. Watch my videos! Or they employ unique mechanics that replace conventional combat gameplay, such as the genius insult system in the Monkey Island series.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow. People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
Even before they smell your breath?
As previously mentioned, the golden age of point-and-click adventure games was the 90s. And as also previously mentioned, there is a huge amount of great titles that were released in this time. But I think most people will agree that the developers that ruled the roost in this department was LucasArts. LucasArts were able to mix the perfect point-and-click cocktail. A shot of style, a double measure of great gameplay, topped up with oodles of humour and garnished with a hint of Star Wars movie references. LucasArts' crowning achievement is easily the Monkey Island series, and whenever point-and-click games are mentioned, most of us immediately think of Monkey Island. The Secret of Monkey Island follows the swashbuckling adventures of wannabe pirate Guybrush Threepwood in his epic quest to discover the Secret of Monkey Island. This amazing title is hands down one of the greatest games I've ever played, and sparked a total of 4 sequels and 2 remasters. A huge amount of popularity still exists for these titles to this day, which shows that there is still an active market for these games. So what is available to us now in the form of these games? One notable game that I have tracked down in my research for this episode, yes, I do actually do research for these episodes, is a game called Gemini Rue. Sadly, my research hasn't stretched as far as actually playing this game yet, mostly because I've been playing Blade Runner. Watch my videos! From what I have seen of this game, this encapsulates everything needed for a point-and-click adventure game. A great style, the typical user interface, and excellent character interactions. And while point-and-click adventure games can be found on Steam, they are definitely no longer part of mainstream gaming. Or are they? We talked earlier about what defines a point-and-click adventure game, and probably the least important aspect is the point-and-click side of them. The point-and-click aspect is more a result of the hardware available in the past, not as the defining feature of the games. With the emergence of console gaming, developers have had to change how they approach the gameplay in adventure games. And while LucasArts were once the kings of this genre, they are sadly no longer with us thanks to those bastards over at Disney. So the new kings, as I'm sure many of you will agree, is Telltale Games. Telltale Games have completely overtaken the genre with their hugely popular episodic games. They have taken popular licenses such as The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones and Batman and created fantastic story-driven games for extremely reasonable prices. I don't know if the reasonable pricing can be attributed to their success, but I think it definitely needs to be mentioned because it certainly says something about them and their ethics. They clearly aren't purely out there to make money, like some smaller developers. Hello Games! And they want to give their customers a great experience while offering value for money. And while their acquired licenses got them noticed, they have shown how capable they are at adding original stories to already existing lore. Not to mention their capability at creating something completely original. The Wolf Among Us was an excellent original story, and I know people are calling out for a sequel. So come on Telltale, you no longer need things like Batman to get you noticed. Give us some more of your delicious originality like The Wolf Among Us. While Telltale Games are definitely ruling the roost at the minute, that doesn't mean that they are the only notable adventure game developers out there. A true gem of an adventure game that emerged in 2016 was Firewatch by Campo Santo. This game honestly blew me away with its beautiful style, impeccable voice acting and gripping storyline. If Campo Santo prove not to be a one-trick pony, I think they could definitely be up there with Telltale Games in the genre. It may even surpass them. When I originally decided to talk about this topic, I was expecting to have a bit of a rant on how my favourite genre has slowly been disappearing into the shadows over the years. But when I actually stopped to think about it, it is quite the opposite. While the point and click is gone, the adventure game is re-emerging from the depths of scum dominated by first-person shooters and steaming hot Steam shits. And with the amount of original work being developed and the great library of classic point-and-click adventure games being remastered, I think the future looks bright and I can't wait to see what 2017 produces. So what happened to the point-and-click adventure game? I think it was simply resting and shedding some of the pointing and clicking, that's all. So next time you are ploughing through steaming hot Steam shits, consider an adventure game, old or new. I can honestly guarantee that you will not be disappointed. And be sure to watch my Blade Runner Let's Play. I've been Gaming Mule, and I'll speak to you all again next week.
So that was this week's edition of Muttering with Mule. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, all that fucking bollocks. You know what to do. Thank you to all that took part in the poll. I might make this a regular thing from now on so that you guys can choose what topic we talk about. So if you want to be a part of that, then please be sure to follow me on Twitter at GamingMule88. Even though you did pick the wrong thing. Pricks. Sorry.